Been a while since me and Damien's been out here to the junkyard. It actually feels good to come out here today, don't it, son? Look right here. Look right here. Here's a block for my car. Look at this thing. Shoot, I need to see what they want for it. We board cylinders anyways. I'm gonna have to ask him about that on my way out. Right there's just a block. I need that thing. Damien's always been drawn to them old Mercedes. He likes that. He said that thing's vintage. All right, so let's get out there and get looking what we're looking for. All kind of stuff. I might have to come back and get. We might have to come back and get that short block. I need that block. I'm gonna ask him on the way out how much it'll be. Might yank it out one day. So I was outside about 1:30 this morning, putting the siding on this. So I started going down through here. Well, I gotta come back and grind it. I gotta bolt the bottom on it. So that's what we're shooting for right there, down through there. Just laying the edge. It's not perfect. I ended up buying some pliers. This thing right here was struggling to get it bent right, and it done some weird bends I didn't like. So I went and got some pliers like this from Harbor Freight and just bend it. So I gotta cut my edge straight right here. So Michael Laser cut me out some pieces. This piece drops below the frame here, this little structural piece. I'm gonna weld it in, down it. I'm gonna slide it forward just a little bit. Weld it in. My winch will mount down here in this little area here. A little step down, that way my door will open. The winch should work out real well right there. And my treaded piece right here, it works out real well. We'll weld those on the sides. We'll weld it across the front here. Weld it on the other side, we'll get all that welded up. That's how it's gonna be. Like I said, it has that little drop down box. I'll weld across the inside up in there. So the winch is solid. It's mounted below this. That way it has strength for being able to be pulled up when the car's on it. So that's gonna work out pretty good. So like I said, we'll get it all welded up later if the rain holds off. And open the door here. I also went through and made this hinge here. I shortened it up. The end of it, I cut it off. I made the flip piece here. And that way the door holds itself. And when you want to close it, you open it and it closes it. Just like it did originally. It's gonna work out pretty good. Not bad. Floor's looking decent. I need to get back in and get to working on it. Start finishing up the inside of it. We're getting there. If I had to guess, the winch is gonna be something similar to that right there. That way you can step out and you can step on it. So I got my plate welded in down there. I left gaps because I want water to be able to run off down there. I don't want it to be able to make a area right here where we're on a hill. I want it to be where water can run out each corners or around, because you know the winch is going to be here, so I don't want it sitting with water. I weld it across the back of the door there, so that joins the cab of this thing solid with this plate, which is welded there, and I'm going to go on the outside and weld some spots on the outside, get that welded in. So I'm gonna get up here, I'm gonna stick weld these joints like this right here. I'll get my stick welder out and we'll just roll them joints, weld that in. I still gotta build me a piece to go across that where I put that insulation there. I'm gonna put a flat cap, seals that thing off right there so no water can get inside the cab right there. Glue it all up, seal it all off, do that way the same way. Got that ran. I'm gonna start, I gotta cut that bar and bend it downwards. I start putting my siding on that side like I did this side last night over here. So we're slowly getting there with it. So here's what it is. Sorry if I'm moving the camera around a lot. 11 o'clock, burning midnight oil. We out here bending it down. We're gonna start welding it. So I've done bend it down over there, trying to come along right here. I'm gonna start laying it in. This piece right here was at a door on the other one, so I had to shorten this piece up to lay over it. We'll roll our edge. We're gonna start welding it down. I'm gonna start cutting my edge out up through here, welding it on, leveling this stuff down. And then it gotta be perfect. It's gotta be cool, you know what I mean? Something to make it look a little different. So we getting there. Like I said, it's gonna be all right. And I got my strip. We're gonna put down the side of it here to make it look like the front piece. And I'll turn around and get all this put back up on here and all that screwed together. And one day we might just paint this whole thing. Once I get all, I still ain't went through and put all these screws in. Y'all know I'm damn ADHD, so I'm always swapping around on different stuff. And I need to get out here and drill my holes and start putting my little screws in it. One day I'll finish this side and these panels. Once I get this panel on, I'm gonna go through and start screwing that, getting all that buttoned up, and then I'll do the other side, And once I get those buttoned up, I'll come in here and I'm gonna seam seal the top of it. I'm gonna grind the welds down on this, clean this up a little bit. It'll be all right. Let's get it. So besides, since I was out here, I'd go ahead and start putting all my screws back in. So I got all that screwed up. And I just welded those because I couldn't drill it. And then I welded that whole little cap around the edge so I can grind it. It'll make that solid. And I can skin it with Bondo when I go to paint this thing. But for now, we'll grind the tips off them up through there. And then like I said, I went through and got my whole side piece on here. I gotta get the bottom of it, which I gotta come through and put my strip on it, which will hold it together in the middle. And then I gotta get my edge on top of it. I gotta go through and level it all off, hammer it down. I still gotta come back here. I don't want to cut tonight since it's so late. I want to be out here with all the neighbors being quiet around here. So in the morning, or tomorrow, not in the morning, I gotta work tomorrow. But I'll cut the edge off this, and then I'll start welding that back section, cut the corner of it. I'll cut the corner of that one off. But we're definitely making some progress now. So now we got that center plate and stuff up on there. Got our step, we'll get our winch mounted. I'll finish grinding them couple spots down, hit them with a little bit of primer in all those areas so they don't rust. Flip around, we'll do the other side the exact same way. Finish welding the front bumper, but for the most part, this is we're getting it. We're definitely getting it. And then once I get all this finished out the way I want it, and paint, or not paint it, but just primered on them couple spots. Like I'm gonna seal the roof. I'm gonna go ahead and paint the whole top of it white, or not where you can really see, but up on the top edge. I'm gonna go ahead and cool seal the whole roof in, and then one day I'll get out here and sand the sides of it, and we'll paint the sides of it, do the body work on it, get it looking decent. But for now, I need to get the hood mounted on it. I need to get the headlights working, tail lights working. I need to get all that stuff wired back up. I gotta come in here and finish doing my steps. The flooring's done up in here. I want to make sure it ain't on fire up in here. There's a lot of smoke, as you can tell. But I got to finish cutting that one little piece, get that tread into the back treads there, or the back pieces there. I got to finish the front section off, do the flooring across the front, and then I got to start laying out my furniture, figuring out where we're going to put furniture and stuff out, and getting some and all that. I check out this $100 score I just bought over here at the full part. I asked him yesterday about it. I said, hey, how much for that motor? I said, oh, you give 100 for it? I said, I give 100. Come back today. Somebody done pulled it out and had it on the ground. I said, perfect. We bore them anyways. So we ain't worried about the little surface rust. As long as the deck surface looks good, we'll get it all cleaned up, polished up. It'll be all right. I'll get top of the surface clean, get it buffed up. Good little motor. Well, PB Blaster goes a long ways. Now, I'm not sponsored by PB Blaster, but if they want to send me some of it, I sure would appreciate it. But we went through and got out here, got to turn this thing over, put a bar on it, went back and forth before I pulled the converter off of it, and just kind of rotating until they get it all the rust out of them cylinders and all that stuff. That way I can knock the pistons out of it later. Got my other block on the back porch I bought from Robert Hollyfield a while back. This old block right here is probably the nicest LS block I've ever owned. Par done the work on it, they said. It has a different cam than what I run. This is the motor I was building for Caden. This motor is it's just a nice block. It really is. For a stock block, that thing is freaking clean. I gotta go through and knock the cam out of it because I had new cam bearings put in it. Knock the cam bearing out, put all my oil galley stuff in it, my water stuff. Gotta get the motor out of the car, start putting it in there later. It's already bored to what we need. It's already been lined home, so we're good. Like I said, this thing right here, I'll get it cleaned up, take it to the machine shop, let them bore the sleeves, and we'll get this thing together. This will be a backup for our backup, so it won't look like this forever. Like I'm gonna get it all cleaned up real good, take it down and drop it off, let him go ahead and bore it and line on it, and that way I'll have it just a spare. PB Blaster, little wire brush, some disassembly. I mean, it's pretty good. Not gonna be too bad. One thing I see all wrong with all is where they dropped it right here on this freaking corner. I'll have to file that, but luckily there's nothing really there for that to bother anything I'm doing. Got a big cadence at work today because it was raining and Damien didn't want to drive us in the weather. So there we go, stuck some motors on this board, put some new pads on it, and on to the next one. Man, I hate working with all the water on the car like this, but we're getting the motor out of it now, so we can swap the blocks. Head just came back from the machine shop, so we're ready to get this thing lifted on up out of here. Swap the internals, get it put back in here so we can get Caden back doing some wheelies. Get Caden back doing some wheelies. Why you stopping for, bro?
You stop.